Stop accepting weak, wobbly legs as a normal part of aging. It's actually a sign your brain-to-muscle connection has gone rusty. A groundbreaking 2025 study from Tohoku University just proved this 5-minute samurai ritual can rebuild your leg strength by an incredible 26% in just 90 days. Let's get straight into the movements. Movement 1. The Reiho Sit to Stand. This is the core movement from the Tohoku study. This is the one that was specifically proven to give people that 26% strength boost. Start with a sturdy chair and sit right on the front edge. Do not lean back against the frame. Your feet should be flat on the floor, hip-width apart, with your heels tucked slightly back toward the chair so your ankles are ready to drive. Keep your back perfectly straight and your chest up. Now, cross your arms over your chest. This is crucial because it prevents you from using your arms to swing yourself up or push off your knees. The magic here is entirely in the speed. Lean your torso forward just slightly until you feel your weight shift into your midfoot. You should feel your toes grip the floor. Now, begin to rise, but do it as slow as humanly possible. Count in your head: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the time you hit 5, you should be fully standing, but do not lock your knees out. Keep them slightly soft to keep the tension on the muscle. Immediately begin the descent back to the chair. Count again: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are fighting gravity the entire way down. Focus on keeping your knees tracking over your toes, not letting them caving inward. Your goal is to lower yourself with such total control that you land on the chair as softly as a feather. If you plop or drop at the last second, you lose the strength gain. This sustained tension is what triggers the explosion in leg power by forcing your nervous system to stay on for the entire 10 seconds. The study participants performed 12 repetitions. If you need to use your hands on the armrests for safety at first, that is perfectly fine. Just try to use them 10% less every single day until your legs take over completely. Notice how your legs might start to shake slightly toward the end of the set. That is the sound of your muscle fibers waking up. Movement 2. The Supported Seiza Squat. Once you have mastered the sit to stand, we move into the supported Seiza Squat. This move is inspired by traditional Japanese tatami living and focuses on the flexibility and fluid health of the knee and hip joints. This is what allows you to kneel in the garden or get on the floor with grandkids without fear. You might want a mat or a towel for this one. Stand in front of your kneeling spot with your hands on a sturdy chair or countertop for support. Slowly, with total control, lower one knee to the floor, then the other. If you feel pressure or crunching in your kneecaps, take a rolled-up hand towel and place it behind the crease of your knees before you sit back. This creates joint space and takes the pressure off the bone, allowing for a much deeper and safer stretch. Now, try to sit back on your heels into the traditional Seiza position. Hold this for a breath, feeling the stretch through the front of your thighs. To build the strength back up, keep your hands on the chair and use your legs to lift your hips back off your heels. Bring one foot forward so the foot is flat on the floor, creating a 90-degree angle at the knee. Now, instead of pulling with your arms, focus all your mental energy on pushing through the heel of that front foot to stand all the way back up. This unilateral power, using one leg at a time, is what saves you if you ever find yourself on the ground and need to get up independently. Aim for 5 to 10 reps, switching which leg you lead with each time to ensure both sides of your body are equally strong. As you get stronger, try to rely less on the chair for the push-up phase of the movement. Movement 3. Narrow Path Walking. Our final move builds superhuman balance. Most falls happen from one single misstep, and this exercise, inspired by the narrow paths of Japanese tea gardens, trains your tiny stabilizer muscles to react instantly. Imagine a perfectly straight line on your floor, perhaps following the edge of a rug or a line of tiles. Stand at one end, right next to a wall or counter you can touch for support. Now, walk on that line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other, literally touching them like you are on a tightrope. This reduces your base of support, which forces your core and your brain to communicate much faster. Here is the balance secret. Do not look down at your feet. Find a fixed spot on the wall at eye level and stare at it. This forces your vestibular system, the balance center in your inner ear, to take over. Take slow, deliberate steps, pausing for a second each time your foot touches the floor. If you feel a wobble, that is actually a good thing. It means your brain is firing the muscles in your ankles and core to correct your position in real time. It is essentially recalibrating your internal gyro. Walk for 20 steps, turn around slowly, and return. At first, keep your full hand on the wall. As you get better, move to just one fingertip, and eventually, try it with your hands at your sides to achieve total balance mastery. Imagine there is a string pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling to keep your posture tall and confident. Now that you know the moves, let's talk about why they are so ridiculously effective. This leg weakness even has a name: sarcopenia. It's the age-related muscle loss that most people assume is just an inevitable part of growing older. But here's the secret. It's not just about the physical size of your muscles. It's about the neuromuscular connection, the electrical highway between your brain and those muscle fibers. If we don't use our legs in specific, challenging ways, that neural pathway gets rusty and the signals get muffled. Your brain sends the command to stand, but the muscles don't receive it in time, leading to that terrifying feeling of weakness or hesitation. For decades, scientists have been obsessed with how older adults in Japan stay so healthy and mobile well into their 90 seconds. Legends like Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who worked as a physician past his 100th birthday, knew true strength wasn't about lifting heavy plates at the gym. It was about the functional power to live your life with total dignity and zero fear. This cultural wisdom is why Japan has some of the highest longevity rates in the world. They have integrated functional movement and mindfulness into their daily lives for centuries. The 2025 Tohoku University study was the absolute turning point for this theory. It wasn't just a casual observation. It was a randomized, controlled trial, the gold standard of scientific proof. Researchers discovered that the secret sauce wasn't intensity, but deliberate slowness. One group followed the samurai practice of reiho, which involves movements performed with perfect posture and immense control. The results were actually unbelievable. The reiho group, doing just 5 minutes of slow squats and sit-to-stands, saw their knee extension strength explode by an average of 25.9%. Meanwhile, the group that did nothing saw almost no change at all. When you move slowly, you remove all momentum. You cannot cheat the movement by bouncing or swinging. Your muscles are forced to stay engaged through every single millimeter of the range of motion. This is exactly what tells your brain to recruit the fast-twitch fibers that are usually the first to disappear as we age. By moving at a 5-second pace, you are effectively rewiring your brain to control your legs again. It's the safest and most effective way to build stability without the heavy impact that causes joint pain or injuries. That's literally it. You don't need a gym membership or expensive trainers. As the Tohoku study proved, the only thing that matters is consistency and the signal you send to your nervous system. If you want to see these results, perform one set of 12 reiho sit-to-stands every single day, focusing on that slow, 5-second count up and 5-second count down. That is the entire habit proven in the study. It takes about 5 minutes less time than it takes to brew a pot of coffee. Commit to this at least 4 to 5 days a week. That consistent, gentle signal is exactly what your body has been waiting for to begin the rebuilding process. If you have a few extra minutes, add a set of the supported Seiza squats for flexibility and 1 minute of narrow path walking to sharpen your balance. You now have the secret blueprint to make your legs strong, improve your gait, and give you your confidence back on any surface. I want to make sure these instructions were perfectly clear for you today. First, type yes in the comments right now if this routine makes sense and you're starting tomorrow morning. Second, type the number 2 if any part of the 5-second count or the kneeling move was confusing. I will reply personally to help you out. And finally, to lock in your commitment, write strong legs to inspire everyone else who is starting this journey with you. Destroy that like button to help the algorithm share this with others, and hit subscribe so you don't miss our next science-backed session. Thank you for watching, and here's to moving with strength and confidence.